So welcome.
I never quite know how to start these things, and I mean that. I don't know which songs I'm going to do. I just sort of let it happen. Is that okay with you? If you want strict structure, you're not going to find it. So I thought I would start with a verse from a hymn. You probably know the hymn. It's Come Thou Fount of Every Blessing. And the words go like this. You'll see where this is going in a second. Come Thou Fount of Every Blessing, tune my heart. There's a lot of musical imagery in here. Tune my heart to sing thy grace, streams of mercy, never ceasing, call for songs of loudest praise. Teach me some melodious sonnet, sung by flaming tongues above, praise the mount I'm fixed upon it, mount of thy redeeming love. But then the last verse, which is the cherry verse for me. It says, oh, to grace, how great a debtor daily I'm constrained to be. Let thy goodness like a fetter bind my wandering heart to thee. Prone to wander. Anybody feel like you're prone to wander? Oh, this is my favorite hymn. Prone to wander, Lord, I feel it. Prone to leave the God I love. Here's my heart, oh, take and seal it. Seal it for thy courts above. Prone to wander. So about a dozen or so years ago, I decided I wanted to record a number of hymns from my church tradition. And out of that, I recorded that hymn, and then I titled the album Prone to Wander, which as a jazz musician is perfect, because we wander. We're the kind of people that make mistakes, but you do the mistake twice, it becomes right. I meant that when I played that funny note there, that blue note, okay? So, and then that some years went by, and I just felt like I had another selection of hymns, and then a second CD came out called Still Prone to Wander. So I'll probably play a couple songs from those CDs, which I brought. I have a garage full of CDs. So I'm hoping you'll buy most of them today, and we got a really good deal going. If you buy 5, I'm going to give you 3 more for the price of 8. Okay, so you'll be good. So let's get started, okay? first of all, did you recognize the songs? I try to make it almost impossible to recognize them, but if you're listening, you do. So we had, of course, Silent Night. What was the other one? Don't those work well together? Maybe the only one that ever does that, but it worked out okay. So one day, probably the greatest jazz album in terms of influence, without too much debate, would be Kind of Blue by Miles Davis. So his seminal album, where he leaves the world of bebop being lots of chords, really busy, all over the place, and hard to play. He wanted to go into what we call modalism, a little slower, chords that are left unchanged for large distances, so you can sort of mess around with it a little bit. So 1959, I looked this up. It was just weeks before I was born. I was born in September 11th, 1959, and this album came out in August. Kind of Blue, with Bill Evans as the primary piano player, Paul Chambers on bass, Cannonball Adderley on sax, and John Coltrane on sax. There's been documentaries and movies on this album called Kind of Blue. I think I know the answer if I ask, does anybody have it? Oh boy, okay. Thank you! Every audience is a little different. But it has the longest song on there, it's about 11 minutes, is a tune that Miles Davis wrote called All Blues, which of course means that it's all blues. It's all blues. And it's in a 6 or a 3 feel to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's a great song. It's a great song to play. And something just popped in my brain. I played it as a solo. No, I played it as a duet. You know the Cole family, they owned the stores around here once upon a time. There was a young Ron Cole, fabulous trumpet player, and he accompanied me playing the trumpet on this song, All Blues, for my Western Washington University senior jazz recital. So it just popped in my brain. That's probably where it goes back. I always loved this song. So I pull it out once in a while, and one time I was playing it, it morphed into a Christmas carol. It did. So that may not happen today, but it did some time back. So it just seems to work. So you may not recognize either, but I'm going to start with the All Blues. It's got a great bass line. The melody that Miles Davis does on the trumpet, which I'm going to fake on the piano, it's very free. He doesn't care about the beat. He's got the beats here, he'll be here, or up here somewhere. That's what Miles Davis does. Stretches the time, which is very indicative of jazz music. Jazz music is full of what we call rubato. Is that a term some of us know? Rubato from your piano lesson days? The word rubato actually is from the word robber. You're robbing time. It's supposed to be here, I'm going to rob it from here or rob it from here. So there will be a sense of where is the beat in this piece. So we're going to start with All Blues, and then we will maybe, depending on my mood, if I'm kind of blue or not, a Christmas carol, okay? Very nice. call this Manger Blues when I titled it. So. see if you can guess. Couple of pieces I've been playing separately, and then they kind of morph together. So make it kind of a challenge to see if you recognize these. They're well-known songs, but the way I do it, it gets tricky sometimes. What I like about this, and something Chopin liked to use a lot, is a repetitive note. He wrote pieces that were called raindrop pieces because you'd have this repetitive note going on throughout the piece, and a lot of it's music like that. It's very clever to take one note and to try to build harmonies and stuff around that note. So this has a very repetitive G, and the composer and original performer of it, if you listen to his performance of it, you just hear this G goes on forever and ever and ever. So, which is kind of cool. So listen for the G, which sounds a lot like G. So, and the rest of it sort of sits on top of that one note. It's kind of cool. bring young people here. Black Beatles, isn't that cool? Again, if you there's a lot of recordings of Paul McCartney doing that. My wife and I got to catch him live at the baseball stadium in Seattle when he was here about 10 years ago, and he played it. He's that one G, it just goes on and on and on. It's very, very clever harmonies. So what's next? I have no idea. Let's try something, so if I can pull this off here. This is where the owners of the piano get a little uncomfortable. goodness. My mind is drawn a blank. That's why I brought a few pages of music. Oh, yeah, okay, I like this one. Good King Wenceslas, which is an English carol. And it's so what we try to do, I mean, you can hear these pieces all the time on the radio, but I just think I want to say something different about it. So it's the changing of the harmonies, the chords. It's going to be a changing of the melody, the changing of the time. So there's, robbing time, as it were. So try to do things a little different. So I was actually going back to, I do have an album of Christmas music. Did I mention I'm trying to empty my garage? My wife, looking for Diane. Did you sneak in somewhere? Hi, Scott. She wants me to empty the garage too. So you can have me out there. But I was actually reading the liner notes. I've not read the liner notes in 15 years. It's kind of fun to do that. And there was something that caught my eye. Nope, I was wrong. No, so this project, this is 2006 or so. This project is dedicated to Nadine Justin Clark of Bremerton, who passed away recently at that point. She was my first piano teacher. She was teacher to all 4 Mutchler children. I named them here. Boy, this is small print. And although I was unmistakably her favorite, Mom wore out the family station wagon, hauling us to piano lessons. Anyway, among the many rewarding and pleasant things I experienced with the dean during 11 years of lessons and 4 decades of deep friendship was her affirming approach to piano, her interest in our personal lives. What an amazing scrapbook she maintained of all her students, and her tasty homemade almond roca, which she annually gave us. Anyway, I just thought it was kind of cool. Let's see, I thought there was one other thing here that I had about my kids. Oh, there you go. At the end again, because this is dedicated to my wonderful wife, Diane, and our, at the time, 6 children: Thomas, Johanna, Emma, Madeline, Jack, Nicholas, plus 1 on the way. So that dates this thing. So we were expecting a number 7 there. And we still have 7. We're very grateful for that. I'm dedicated who gave Dad the quiet and privacy he needed for this project. Yes, because we recorded this. I have a home studio, and this is where this all happened. So anyway, so we have 7 wonderful kids, and guess what? They all live here. They all live here. Some of them work here in Lynden. They're amazing kids, and 5 grandkids, and 2 on the way. So we're gonna populate Whatcom County. Anyway, Good King Wenceslas. This one I haven't played in years, so I'm gonna look at. What I did is I played this originally as an improv, and then I took the recording and I wrote down what the chords were that I did. So I've done this before, I just haven't done it in a while. So let's see what happens. My sister at one time owned a fabulous bed and breakfast out in Port Angeles on the water there, and the name of her place was Place Sur la Mer, which means the place by the sea. So we worked together. Let's come up with a CD of your favorite music and stuff that's reflective of the environment there and the culture there. And so this is the title track of La Place Sur la Mer, called La Place Sur la Mer, Place by the Sea. And I just kind of like the tune. And it is on one of my CDs back there, if you like it enough, because you won't find it anywhere else except in this room right now. so it's not Christmassy, but I just kind of like it. It's got a very bright and a major sound to it, and I hope you enjoy it. Place by the Sea, Place Sur la Mer. always tell Scott that Lynden is my second favorite city. And we're entrenched in Ferndale. I had the honor, currently on the city council of the city of Ferndale, and I'm on the Charter Review Commission. So I think I'm the only politician that's got 2 offices at one time right now. So I'm probably breaking all sorts of laws. And I got to serve with Scott as Ferndale's mayor for 4 years, and you've got a great mayor.
Yes, we do.
More than a good man. Good man. He'll take your campaign check later. So I'll do one more, and this is a medley of 2 songs that I learned separately, and then they kind of fit together. And one of them is, the first one is an English, I believe it's an English piece called "Come Shepherds Arise," or "Come Shepherds Come." I think the idea is get out of your fields, head down to Bethlehem, something's happening. Okay? And then the other one is a French carol called "Bring a Torch, Jeannette, Isabella." They're great pieces. And you might not be able to tell which is which, but I do them together. So they kind of go back and forth. And that'll be it, because I'm up against the clock. I have 8 different CDs out there, and I hope to not leave any of them, or take any of them to Ferndale, because I have more boxes at home. So right now, we'll mail them to you. But I'll be out back, and we can take any payment, any credit cards, or PayPal, or Venmo, or get extra diamonds and things like that. We'll do that. So, anyway, so this will be the last songs, and thank you for being a great audience. Appreciate that.
Thank you.